Do you ever wake up in the morning and feel like you could drink an entire gallon of water, and when you start drinking the gallon of water, you just can't stop drinking? Most likely you're probably dehydrated. According to WebMD, 75% of Americans are dehydrated, and 400 to 500 kids under 5 die each year from dehydration. As a nurse, I've treated many people with dehydration. And because dehydration affects so many people, it's important to know all the causes, the signs and symptoms, the treatment, and how to prevent it. So I'm here to inform you a little bit about dehydration so we can hopefully decrease the number diagnosed with dehydration. By definition, dehydration is decreased water or fluid from the body to a level below for proper bodily function. Causes may be you're not drinking enough, maybe you're sick and are vomiting and diarrhea, which is going to decrease your volume load. You may be sweating too much, and that could be caused by exercise. And you may be drinking too much alcohol or caffeine, which acts as a diuretic, which makes you urinate more, which causes dehydration. And the elderly, most often it's because their kidney function is decreased, and kids, it's most often because they have an increased metabolic rate. Some signs and symptoms are muscle cramps, and you usually notice them in your calves. You may notice that your mouth is dry or your lips are dry. You may feel faint or get a headache. You will decrease out and you may be dark. And sometimes when your urine is dark, you may notice that it has a different smell. You may feel more tired and, like I said, feel very thirsty. You may also notice that your heart rate is increased or your respirations have increased, or you may notice that your eyes are sunken. Another way is your skin turgor. When you pinch your skin like this, and right now mine goes back to normal, but when you're dehydrated it stays tinted. In kids, as you can see from the diagram that I got from womenmarriageblogspot.com, they may be limp or, like I said, the skin pinch turgor, the sunken or dry eyes, the dry mouth, and on infants they'll have a sunken soft spot. You also may notice that they're lethargic or more fussy, or when they are crying they don't have tears. You may notice that they haven't had a wet diaper in 6 hours, or older kids, they haven't urinated for 8 hours. And also when they're not feeling well, they're not drinking. So how do we diagnose dehydration? Well, when you come to the hospital, they usually draw your blood work and draw BUN and creatinine, which shows kidney function. They may draw a sodium level. They may even check your urine. Then they're going to assess your orientation level. Most often when you're dehydrated, you're confused. Also, your blood pressure might be low, your heart rate may be increased, and again, they may check your skin turgor. So treatment. This diagram I got from Children's Hospital in Colorado, and they recommend, especially when vomiting, kids should have 1 to 2 tablespoons of water or Pedialyte every 15 minutes. And if they're having some diarrhea, kids less than 22 pounds need to have 2 to 4 ounces of water or Pedialyte after each bout of diarrhea. Greater than 22 pounds, they can have 4 to 8 ounces of water or Pedialyte after each stool. You may want to treat them with an anti-diarrheal so they quit having diarrhea, or a probiotic, which you can get over the counter, that helps fight off the bad bacteria. Also, you want to avoid caffeine, sugar, and alcohol, which can cause you to urinate more. When should you bring them to the hospital? When their symptoms are severe or they persist or worsen. If they have a temp greater than 102, they have abdominal pain, you're noticing excess weakness, or they haven't voided for 6 to 8 hours. You will see signs of improvement with increased urination and decreased thirst. Prevention, one thing we can do is wash our hands. That's going to cut down on diarrhea and vomiting, so hopefully cut down on dehydration. You also want to drink extra water when you're exercising or in excess heat. Try to drink 8 to 12 glasses of water each day. Also eat fruits and veggies, which have water already in them. And again, avoid caffeine and alcohol, which is going to cause you to urinate more. Each time, all my information that I got from our patient information exit care computer software. Hopefully you've learned a lot from my speech. You should be able to list 2 symptoms and 1 treatment of dehydration. And hopefully we can decrease the diagnosis in the U.S. with dehydration. I hope you've learned a lot, and hopefully I've quenched your thirst. Thank you for listening.